Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Prep Talk. I'm Russ Robinson, voice of the Patriots. Last week was a big week here at Jackson Prep. It was JA week. I mean, it's just the game. But the week started so good because John Marcus Duncan took his girls over to JA to win the state championship in soccer, and then the guys finished up the week by defeating JA's Raiders here at home by a score of 35-7. So did what we were supposed to do on JA week. And during that week, we got some great reports, one on Kelsey Clay, the life of a soccer player, and then one on Graham Eklund, who is done by Owen Ishii, who will start in tonight's football game at tailback, running the ball extremely well. And then some other reports, Rusty Burke is going to be here. And also, you know, we talk about the skill positions every week on the broadcast, skills positions. That's the quarterback, that's the wide receivers, that's the running backs. Skill, okay? Not that nobody else is, but there's some boys playing this game down in the trenches that so many times determine whether the skill position players can show their skills or not. Well, Bennett went down into the trenches. Bennett Herring did. He's on the football team, but he got down into the trenches this week to talk about what's going on down there. And these aren't the skill positions, but they determine whether the skill position guys can actually do what they're supposed to. So some great reports tonight on Prep Talk. We're glad that you joined us tonight. You might want to call or text somebody if they have not seen the show for the first time. Bobby Gross and his JPTV kids do this. Tonight's show is being produced by Peter Downing, and these kids are doing a great job with this show. And we hope that you're enjoying the show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you, and as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you when we were on location different places. But tonight in studio, and it'll all happen in just a moment.
There are all kinds of letters we need to remember, like ABC, ESPN. But here are some letters you need to remember as well. GAF. That is the best roofing products on the market today, and that's why David Wilbanks and Elite Roofing use GAF. When you deal with Elite Roofing, you know you're receiving the best product, best installation, and best warranty in the market. Call Elite Roofing at 601-856-9426. So when it comes to your roof, you are the letters ABC.
Southern Ag Credit has been financing life outside the city limits for over a century. Whether it's helping families own land they can grow with, or farmers manage the land they grow on, Southern Ag Credit specializes in financing life outdoors. Let us finance your rural dream. Visit us online at southernagcredit.com.
Jennifer Mooneyham and the staff at For the Family Healthcare provide personalized healthcare for all ages in a comfortable environment. With a new address at 112 Lake Vista Place in Brandon near Community Place Retirement Home, it is convenient to residents in both Madison and Rankin counties. Health services include anything from wellness checks to the treatment of acute and chronic illnesses. Visit For the Family Healthcare for all of your healthcare needs. For the Family Healthcare, 112 Lake Vista Place, Brandon, Mississippi.
DeRogue includes an in-store support of clothing, sportswear, and furnishings. They also provide made-to-measure services for suits, sport coats, pants, and shirting. They have 3 in-house tailors to provide any alterations suitable for your clothing needs.
DeRogue has been dressing men and families in Jackson for over 50 years. Owned by a prep graduate, DeRogue supports Jackson Prep. Come by today and see the latest trends.
Located at 4450 I-55 North, Jackson, or visit our website at therogue.com.
Welcome back to another edition of Prep Talk, where a lot going on in Jackson Prep these days, including a football game last week against the JA Raiders. And assistant coach Rusty Burke joins me now. And Coach, I don't know what it was. I mean, I've been this 20 years of doing this game, and I've seen emotions sky high for this game. I didn't feel the sky high enthusiasm this time than previous games. And it looked like we were just kind of approaching the game as a matter of fact type game. Maybe that's the best way to do it.
Well, I can tell you what, there's a lot of emotion with this game. Even though you don't want to have that, it's another game, it's your duty with the kids. But the kids know that this is a game they want to win more than anything. Beating JA because of the rivalry being 6 miles down the road. And all the parents, the kids know each other. They go to church together. Parents work together, and they're in the same groups. So, this is something big and a rivalry. They're all friends, but, you want to beat your friends more than anything. So the rivalry was there. The intensity was there. We knew this was going to be a tough game. And early on, it got very tough. I thought that both defenses played really well.
Yes.
They had to have some big plays, to get scores in. And towards the end, I think that we were able to keep Jay's offense off the field a little bit better than they were able to keep ours off. And I think it wore down on their defense. And I think by doing that, we were able to score, get the 28th, 35th point later in the game. And we're able to get the clock to run.
I was shaking a little bit when it was 34-0 on that extra point.
Oh, I know.
You need to split those up right.
Oh, yeah.
You need to let these guys hang around.
Right.
What did you think of their big ninth grade
Oh,
defensive?
he's a very good. Number 50
he's the real
is very
deal,
good. He's a good player. And he's going to be very good for him. He's still a young guy.
Yeah.
Very young guy. But he's a very good player. Very big already. Has some very quick moves, good hands. He's going to be a wrecking force for them. He's going to be somebody that some teams are going to have to really plan for to get away from him the best they can. Their whole defense, though, they've got some other guys that are really good. Their linebackers were good.
I thought
They
the
got
linebackers were really
got some
good.
good defensive backs that could cover really well. So their defense puts you in a bind, and they get back to the quarterback. They're aggressive, and that whole defense is very good.
Well, we knew going in that they had struggled offensively. They'd found some offense the week before, but it's different when you get into the MAIS and everybody knows who you are and what you can do. I thought that Paxton Thompson took some big hits from that defense.
Yeah.
How did he come out of that ball game?
He came out good. He's got his shoulders are a little bit sore. Everything on him's a little bit sore. But look, we're this many games into the season. Everybody's, mended up a little bit.
and bruised.
And it's like that. Every team is like that, but everybody's ready to go. And that's what it is. The mentality of knowing that, hey, we got to push through this. Hey, let's get in that room, get your icing done, take care of your body, get good sleep, make sure we're eating well. And it's the grind of the season. And what really find out who does best with the grind is maybe who started off best with their weightlifting program, their training program in the summer.
That'll tell you right away.
And that tells you. And then in the very end, the team that handles the grind the best and goes through all the adversity is usually the team that wins.
It's really hard to believe that we're 2 games left in the regular season.
Oh, yeah. It goes quick.
It does go quick. What is the biggest attitude change that you've seen from last year's team to this year's team?
I think what they do is they have a little bit more confidence in themselves on what we're running offensively and what we're doing defensively. They like it a little bit better. Last year, they were a little bit different about what we were running. Some of the things that we did, and some of the things may have not gelled just like we wanted to.
Right.
They were gelling maybe towards the end of the season. This is done a lot better. The kids like the defenses that we're running because we're doing maybe some multiple defenses. The offense is still throwing, still running. We still got multiple things that we do. So I think it's the multiple things we do, and it's also that we're winning now.
Yes.
We're winning, and that takes care of
Changes
a lot.
everything.
It does.
Yes, it sure does. Well, we obviously have a rivalry with JA, have had it ever since I've been here and probably way before that. This week, we're playing a team in Hartfield that we don't have a rival mentality yet, but it's quickly getting here. We don't know much about them, and they don't know much about us except what the people have shared with each other.
Right.
They lost some people off of last year's team, but if you don't need any pepping up if you play on this football team because they beat us twice last year.
Right. So everybody knows what it is. Last year was the first time we had played Hartfield in football. So, and then they ended up beating us twice, and that was a big deal, and it kind of got our feelings hurt with that. And so we've got to kind of make amends of that this year and come back and play a lot better than we did last year. Now, this rivalry's been going back for a while. We played them in basketball. We have played them in softball. We have played them in baseball. They've been very good at that.
They got good athletes.
So all the sports we've had this. Just last year was the first time we've done football. So this rivalry is starting to get big. We talked about JA being 6 miles down the road. This group's about 4. So it's even closer.
Shorter
It's connected by Lakeland Drive. So it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Both schools are getting bigger, and both schools kind of jockey for the same kids. So this is a very important game right there, and the rivalry's getting big.
You know, going back to last year's game in the playoffs, we've got a 4th down and 1.5 yards to go. And John Andrew was doing the game with me, and we kicked the field goal. And I thought, you know, I thought, you know, Prep should be able to get 1.5 yards.
Yeah.
They've been stingy all night. I get
Yeah.
that. But what a lot of people don't remember is that Hartfield goes down. We give them the amount of time on the scoreboard.
Right.
But what a lot of people don't remember is Paxton brought our team right back down the field.
Oh, yeah.
And we just lost on time, basically. We ran out of time.
Yeah. He did a great job getting us back down there, getting us a chance right there. And we did. Time kind of ran out. And they made some good plays defensively. So kept us from scoring. And we were just right there towards the very end. And it ended up sending them to the state championship last year for their first time to play in that. And so that was kind of a heartfelt for us because we needed to get back to that state championship. So this year, this coming up Friday is a way to make sure by going over there and
Taking care of business.
plan our best to take care of business and set ourselves up to get back to that state championship game.
And, you know, in doing that, the way the brackets are set up, this is a big bracket game for us. I mean, you could be playing in that first week or not playing in that first
Right.
week. However this comes out, and we've got the Bobcats the week after that to finish up the season. But in the back of your mind, if you played on this team last year, you remember all the hoopla. I mean, I thought they won the Super Bowl. You know?
Yeah.
and kudos to them. They did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
But this year, no Xavier Davis. In fact, I'm calling a junior college game the other day. And and here on the starting roster is this guy named Xavier Davis. I go, oh no, I rember what this guy can do.
He's a very good player for them last year, and he gave us fits, and he was a big factor in them beating us last year.
And they've lost a couple of other starters off of last year's team. Of course, we graduated kids as well, but it looks like to me that our kids are very focused week in and week out. I thought they were even focused the MRA game. It's just that it just didn't go our way.
Right, and they're getting focused, and they kind of know what they want to do. And so these cats have never been to the state championship. You know, we've been a lot of times. They want to get back to this. Senior class wants to take us to the state championship, and hopefully we can win that thing. But that's why the focus has got to go. In the grind of the season, you keep going with that, and it is tough. You got to kind of be up every single day. You got to play your best, and even when you're not feeling good and you're having the wear and tears of the season, you got to keep that focus and keep going every game, because every game's important, especially as we get down to the very end, because you want to be able to take this game into the next game, into the next. And like I said, we've got 2 regular season games, and then we'll decide what we're going to do for the playoffs. It could be 2 playoff games in the championship. Could be 1, just depends on what we're going to do. So focus has got to be there.
True or false? The kid playing on that scout team that we practice with every week, and they run the teams what we're going to play. True or false? That kid that plays on that scout team is one of the most unheralded kid, but one of the most needed.
Right, and some people don't, you know, and I know it's bad. Somebody says it's scout team and it's high school. It's a little bit different, but you know, they give the team a look. And we try to emphasize with these scout guys, go as hard as you possibly can. It's not for you to be there and just go through something and let them win. It's about going through it and going hard. And if they can give the best look and give a great effort every single time, then it helps the offense and the defense see exactly what's going to happen. And so, there's not a big herald point where people go like, oh, you play on this part of the team. To the coaching staff, you are a huge part of this team, and everybody's needed. All 81 of us are needed, and they play a vital role in each guy plays a vital role in this.
We've done pretty well on the health side. We did lose Lake Womack, who I thought was playing his best football of the season.
Yeah.
So now we've got to fill those shoes, which I've seen Lake's foot. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So you got to fill them with some running backs.
Yeah.
And Cole Gideon's getting some carries. Micah got some carries.
Right.
But you'd like to see someone on one of those two emerge, and maybe Cole. I don't know what the plans are to use Cole from here.
Yeah. Now Cole's he's going to insert in there. Owen's kind of starting.
Owen looks good.
But he's doing good. So Cole's going to come in there and give Owen some breaks if he needs it. But you saw us run Micah, and we've got some other running backs. So as we get down towards the end of the season, you got to kind of make sure who can we put back there in case we need something. We need a long drive. Can we do that maybe Micah can do it? Now, as a defensive coach, of course, I don't want to see him get hurt. Don't want to see him back there, but we understand in the very end, everybody's got to be able to play some. And you saw Will Upton, who's the top wide receiver for us right now. He had to play some safety. Came through with an interception. So we got to make sure that he can play. So everybody's got to be able to play and find out what they can do as we get down to the end of the season and make sure that we can get on to a state championship and hopefully win that thing.
Exit question, is Will Upton one of the best players in the MAIS?
I think he is. He's one of mine. He is. Yeah.
I mean, I looked back there the other night, I saw him in the secondary, and I'm going, what can this kid not do? He snaps and he takes the holds and everything. He takes some hits because he knows how to take those hits.
Yeah. He doesn't take big hits like that, but he can. He does take some, but he's tough as nails now. He gets up every time.
I asked him after the JA game, I said, did you see that kid coming across the field? And he said, I didn't see him. I said, I did.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I saw him when he hit me down there. But
yeah.
it was a big hit, but he can take some big hits. Rusty, good luck this week as we go over to Hartfield. I think it's probably one of the most interesting games on our schedule this year, with a lot of things that need to happen for us to win, and that's the way you want it. That's the way you want to end.
That's the way you want to do it. You're right.
Rusty Burke, assistant coach here at Jackson Prep, getting ready to take on Hartfield this weekend. Kickoff at 7 at Hartfield. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, my name is Will Dungy, and I'm an 11th grader at Jackson Prep. And this year I have the honor of playing Phantom in Jackson Prep's production of Phantom of the Opera. We have an amazing play this year, and everybody's put in an amazing amount of work with an amazing set, amazing people. It's just fabulous. So please purchase your tickets now at jacksonprep.net, November 5th through 8th.
Part of the enjoyment for me is interacting with patients.
I feel like we form a close bond with the patient as they're going through their ailment, their surgery, and their recovery.
As well as the new building, we now have our own physical therapy and our own surgery center.
I think sometimes you take for granted how vulnerable patients are. Enormous amount of trust they're putting in us to do the right thing.
You want the people you're operating on to trust you, you want to become friends with them, and you want them to have a good outcome.
Here at Capital Ortho, we look forward to seeing you and treating you.
Since 1968, Ewing & Ray has been leading the way as the area's premier foundation repair company. With our state-of-the-art equipment, licensed professional engineers, and certified technicians, we are able to ensure the right solution with the best warranty in the business. Whether you have drainage problems, need foundation repair, or need a specialized foundation system installed, for over 50 years, Ewing & Ray is a trusted source to ensure your home or business is safe and stable for years to come. Contact us today by visiting our website or giving us a call.
You haven't had good chicken until you've had Super Chicks. Super Chicks is made with 0 preservatives, 0 phosphates, and 0 dyes. There are many sauce options and a fresh new frozen custard every week. Everything is made 100% cooked to order, so it's very fresh. There's also many fry options such as salt, rosemary pepper, sweet, and Cajun. And don't let me forget the loaded fries. Super Chicks is a great place for prep friends and family to connect after events. And it's so good.
The Tire Depot, with locations on Old Fannin Road in Brandon and on Terry Road in Byram, they're your neighbors and they appreciate your business. More than just a tire store, they offer alignments, brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, shocks, struts, leveling kits, and a whole lot more. They are family owned and operated. All of their techs have 20 years or more of experience. The Tire Depot, owned and operated by a Jackson Prep family. Welcome back to Prep Talk. You know, last week was a big week at Jackson Prep because it was Jackson Prep and JA. That is a huge game. I don't care if they're 7-3 or 3-7. It doesn't make any difference. You throw the records out, and it's a rivalry that's second to none in the MAIS. We started the week winning at Jackson Academy. The girls won the state soccer championship. The boys finished it out on Wednesday night with a win over JA's Raiders in the football game. But in between all that is a huge week, and Bennett Herring was able to capture the magic of Jackson Prep versus JA week.
Was the girls' championship win against JA extra special since it was a rivals and your daughter's birthday?
Anytime you win a state championship, it's special. It was awesome just to win at JA, we created a great atmosphere. The students were unbelievable. But the icing on the cake was it being Abby's 16th birthday, so she did get that sweet 16, and she got that state championship, so it was pretty special.
Awesome.
Today I'm here with Elam Robertson and Kate Catherine. They're both cheerleaders on the Jackson Prep team. Guys, what are some ways that y'all got ready for JA week?
We practice every single day during fixed carrier and after school, and then we set up for the pep rally on Thursday, and we feed the football team on Thursday as well after school to help them get ready for the game. Kate?
Yeah, we had a lot of practice last week for JA. That's basically it. I don't really know.
What are some ways that y'all set up for the pep rally?
Oh, we paint a lot of signs in the summer for it, and we'll normally order things for like the big middle sign or order things for our student section. That's so awesome. Order some things for them to throw and shake.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm here with Harrison Jones, a member of the Patriot Pack. Harrison, how was your week leading the student section?
It was really good. Everybody showed up. We had a lot of really good energy, and it ended up helping the football team crush them.
How was making the video for
Video
JA?
was fun. It was fun.
Hey, great job, offense, great job, special team, defense, great job, second half, did much, much better. Very proud of you, all right? Now what week is it?
I'm here with Coach Goodwin. Coach Goodwin, what are some strengths and weaknesses you see the prep team coming in for this big JA week coming up?
Well, I think our strengths are that we've run the ball pretty well last week, so we need to continue to get better doing that. We've been pretty good passing the ball all year long, so, as long as we protect our quarterback and we make good decisions with the football, I think we'll be okay there.
Do you think it's going to be a little different not having Lake in the backfield?
Well, this is our second week without Lake, so last week we did okay. Cole Gideon stepped up and assumed Lake's role, and then we ran Micah Stallworth and also Nathan Wern and Ford Footvoy in the backfield. So, it's just a next man up mentality, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Awesome. Did you feel that last week's practice, which was JA week, was any different than normal?
No, I didn't. I try to keep practices consistent. We usually work on the same things on the same days each week, so, we try to stay consistent with practice, and whether we're playing a so-called big game or just a regular game.
Did you feel like your players played or practiced with more enthusiasm? Was that any different?
I thought the beginning of the week was a little bit more enthusiastic than a normal Monday would have been, but then I thought Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were pretty normal.
Awesome. How did the Jackson Prep, Jackson Academy rivalry compare to other ones you've been part of?
Yeah, it was good. I've been a part of several over the years, some more intense and some not quite as intense. So this was probably middle of the road, but the atmosphere of the game was great. And, they brought a lot of people and had a lot of stuff going on. And so our people were, there were a lot going on with senior night and all that. So I think all that added to the game night. But as far as leading up to the game and all that, I think it's pretty similar to a lot of the others I've been in.
Were you happy with how your team played last Friday?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the way the defense played. The defense played awesome the whole game, really set the tone for the game. Offense was kind of hit and miss at times, but we had some really big plays that led to some scores. The kicking game was good for the most part, and they had a big play in the kicking game, and that was a bright spot. But overall, I was real pleased with the way our guys played.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Sometimes opportunities begin where the road ends, where pavement fades to gravel and the sounds of the city scatter in the breeze. This is life outside the city limits, made possible by financing from Southern Ag Credit. From farmstead to homestead and everything in between. Apply for your rural loan today at southernagcredit.com.
As parents, we want our kids to choose the best path. At Jackson Prep, we'll have a community surrounding your child in helping your child have the confidence and skills to not just choose the right path, but to run it. Throughout their life, they'll face endless choices. That doesn't change, but they will.
Hi, Chuck Smith here from Smith Brothers Body Shop. Smith Brothers has been proudly serving the Jackson metro area since 1946. We consider you to be our friend to ensure the best experience possible. If you've chosen a body shop in the past because they were right around the corner and had a bad experience or you've been treated poorly elsewhere, come see what a difference quality service can make at Smith Brothers Body Shop. Call us at 601-353-5217. At Smith Brothers, you're more than a number. Smith Brothers Body Shop, the best from us to you.
Visit your local Dunkin' at 403 Riverwind Drive in Pearl.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. You know, it seems like every week we talk about the skill positions on every football team. Of course, you're talking about the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, running backs, all that. They're skill positions. But not so much is said about what's happening down in the trenches. And a lot of times games are won and lost right down there in the trenches. Not that there's any trash talking going on or anything. But Wells Jordan put a piece together for Prep Talk tonight that doesn't deal with skill positions. And here's Wells.
We go over how where the D-line sets up, how big they are, how good they are based on how big, how fast they can move.
Here we go now. Ready, go! Drive it, pocket! Drive it! Drive it! Drive! Drive!
So we go up into our talk with Coach Brewer and we kind of just go over size, weight, and what they're most likely going to do against us, and it's really kind of the same as the offensive line, but definitely different than the skill players.
Drive! Drive!
Moves they have, like a swim move or like a pull move. Then we talk about how what offensive plays will work for us. Well, this week we're going to be probably running zone and power.
Ready, go! Drive it! Drive it! Drive it! Drive it! Drive it! Drive it!
But for warm-ups and stuff, before every game, we'll go through our steps again, go through most common plays we'll probably run during the game by ourselves, and then we'll move over with the team.
On your side out a little bit, Laird. Great Thompson, you were there.
How do you communicate with the other people on the defensive line?
So we kind of just yell at each other and where to go and what to do throughout the game.
As a linebacker at Jackson Prep, how does this affect your communication with the defensive line?
Well, I think just the biggest thing is just to be clear and they're loud so that they can go in the right gaps and I can make some tackles.
Yard split, baby.
How does Coach Brewer affect your playing, and how does he get you prepared?
He'll definitely yell at you, get in your ear. You know, he's a great coach.
Right.
What are the extra responsibilities that come with being the center for Jackson Prep?
Well, obviously, unlike the other linemen, I have to snap the ball, so I have to make sure that the ball is going straight to the quarterback every play. It's in a good position for him. It's not low or high. It has to be a perfect snap. Then I also have to make sure that everybody's doing their job right. And usually have to call out a bunch of stuff if I can see a linebacker blitzing or not.
Oh, boy, you ready to go? We're going to base this tackle. And so you come across, and if it's the outside linebacker, that's the...
How do you like hanging out with the guys on the offensive and defensive line?
I love hanging out with the guys on the offensive line. Been together with them for now 2 years. Got Scrubs, and then been with Charles, Maddox, and Wilson. And I got the new guys with like Coco, John Ed. So yeah, they're all fun. Also the D-line, I enjoy going against the D-line. Maybe the second team, first team, don't really like going against. They're just kind of annoying. But second team I have fun with because it's like Q, Denson, it's all Henry. It's all the fun guys. So we all love each other, so it's a lot of fun.
Hustle on the field, let's go! Just move it, hold it between your legs. Got it? Move the ball. Wise, we got 16-6 outside option. We're not blocking the emu. The emu is going to be the outside linebacker. It'll be 33 or 5. All right, but
sometimes the offensive line doesn't get the attention it deserves. Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I think we don't get as much attention as I think we deserve. We kind of get a bad rep.
They really don't get any credit. Like they don't get to make tackles or anything. And all the fun stuff, they just do their job.
But because every week we go against guys that are ginormous and they can move, and they're just like really hard to block. And I feel like most people don't really understand what we have to go through every week.
Do you think the offensive or defensive line takes more athleticism?
D-line, 100%.
Jackson Prep, one receiver's left. Hello, I'm Jason Womack with Womack Auto Sales in downtown Brandon.
We've been here for 25 years, serving the community, and we plan on being here for another 25 years.
Came to Womack in Brandon. I was looking for a Tahoe. Walked in, the folks were good to me. Hey, look how I ended up leaving. New Tahoe.
Womack's Auto Sales helped me finance the truck of my dreams.
Come out and take a look at our new facility and meet our staff.
Take exit 56 to downtown Brandon. And remember, at Womack's, your job is your credit.
Malone is a company in motion, delivering award-winning roofing, metal walls, and maintenance. With the use of Suprema products like Alsan liquid flashings, Alsan coating products, and more, Malone continues to prove there is nothing we can't accomplish. Protecting people and what matters to you.
At Community Bank, we're always by your side. From keeping your money secured to making payments a breeze.
Hey, do you have a medium in the pantry? Right here. It's $24. Enjoy the show.
And giving you peace of mind when you need it most. So you can get back to enjoying the show. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
16 speakers, 272 horsepower.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. You know, the thing that Prep Talk tries to do every week is to introduce you to things that go on around prep that maybe you're not aware of. And you may not be aware of the fact that Graham Eklund is back at Jackson Prep. He's coaching. And it wasn't that long ago that we were calling number 39's name out on a game-to-game basis a lot. He was a great player in his own right, went on to play college football and wind up in North Carolina. And this week, Owen Ishii, who's a pretty good back in his own right, did a story on Graham Eklund.
My name is Coach Graham Eklund. I am from Jackson, Mississippi. I was born in Jackson, grew up here, went to First Presbyterian Day School, and then went on to Jackson Prep for high school. I played football, basketball, ran track, swam, played baseball until my senior year while I was here. Won a few state championships in football, all 3 years of high school, won swim team every year, and won 2 baseball championships in my time here. Went on from Jackson Prep to Copiah Lincoln Community College to play football. Played football there for a year and a half, learned a lot of stuff, got a different experience from what I got at Prep for sure. And met a bunch of people that are still a lot of my good friends to this day. So I'm very thankful for my time at Colin. I was coached at Colin by Coach Glenn Davis, and my defensive coordinator was Otis Yelverton, and they were instrumental in helping me get film from my time playing there, and kind of recommending me to schools and helping me get elsewhere from Colin. I had made good grades at Colin, and so that's what helped me kind of get my name out there and have opportunities at schools elsewhere. And eventually what it came down to was after sending my tape and my grades and everything out there and having coaches speak on my behalf, I was able to preferred walk on at North Carolina, University of North Carolina. I got there in January of 2018. Right in the middle of kind of their spring training, when spring training and weights were starting up. And so that was a different experience for me, not coming in when normally all of the freshmen and newcomers come in. So that was a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of some adversity for me to have to make new friends and learn a new system and meet the coaches and all that. But I took it in stride and made a lot of good friends there that I still have to this day. I can call up and ask them what they're doing to go hang out or whatever. So I'm thankful for that time. I learned a great deal about who I was at that time. I was able to make some good grades. North Carolina was a great deal harder than Colin for sure. So that was a bit of a learning curve as well, but I could not be more thankful for the time that I had there. Things that I learned under the coaching staff that was there, Larry Fedora, my first year. John Papuchis was our defensive coordinator, and then going on from that year, getting Mac Brown as a head coach was huge. I loved my defensive coordinator, Jay Bateman. I was able to learn a lot of good stuff under those two guys, and not only X's and O's, but just how to treat people, how to interact with different types of people, and create a friendship and a brotherhood with guys that did not grow up like me, guys that did not go to school in a place like I did, like Jackson Prep. And so I credit a lot of my experience from Colin and a lot of my experience at North Carolina to kind of how I am today, how I treat people, how I see people. And that has to do, or that is attributed more so to my coaching and to my teammates than anything else.
Where the heck y'all been? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Go block it. Go win the game. Go win the game. Go win the game. Get it! Oh! Good effort. Good effort. Good effort. Good effort. Oh, gosh. We'll take that. Let's go. Pursuit, 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 pursuit. Let's go now. Here we go. Hey, read steps and a break every rep. Read steps and a break every rep. Let's go. Let's go.
Get there, Nolan. Get there, Nolan. Get there, Nolan. We play hard and we're disciplined on defense, no doubt. No doubt. So after I graduated college in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I got a text from Coach Jimmy Nix asking me if I would like to come out and help out with coaching the football team. Of course, I said yes. I was just out of college, didn't have too many plans at the time, so that was an awesome opportunity for me, and I jumped on it. I came out for fall camp in 2020, I believe, fall camp 2020, and coached with Coach Nix and Coach Black, under Coach Black, Coach Brewer, Coach Thompson, all the same coaches that I had and that coached me as a high schooler, and so that opportunity was really great for me because it gave me a peek behind the curtain, kind of to see not only who those guys were as coaches, but as men. And I'll definitely say that I learned a great deal that first year that I was here, coaching with Coach Black and coaching with all my assistants that had helped me grow as a player. My first year here, I also taught physics, taught 11th grade physics, which was an interesting endeavor. It also taught me a lot, taught me about dealing with 11th grade boys and girls, and so I'm thankful for that experience as well. I've been here a total of 3 years this year now, being under Coach Goodwin. It's a whole new regime, a whole new system, but our guys, I think, have responded to it very well. I think that me having to go through a couple of different coaching changes myself, obviously going from Co-Lin to UNC and then having a coaching change there, I think I'm equipped a little bit to quell some of the fears that some of our guys had, some of the questions that maybe they had, because I've been there before. And these guys, these players this year have responded perfectly. I mean, they've shown up ready to work every day, no complaints, no issues, and we've been having a great season so far. We're going to hope to keep that going. For the last year or so, I've been working on my prerequisites for DO school. That's my big overarching goal for myself, and I have found a way to balance that and coming up here to teach and coach, and I've really fallen in love with the teaching and coaching aspect of it, but I love also kind of having a way to be busy or a reason to be busy with my own schoolwork as well. And that, I'll say, learning how to balance the two was something that I learned and something I was fortunate enough to learn when I was at UNC. Being a Power 5 college athlete, the time commitments that comes with would surprise a lot of people. I mean, you're up there on a day in the fall, you're up there probably from 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, or even later sometimes. Just meeting, having film, having practice, working out, all that good stuff. So learning time management was something that I was fortunate enough to learn while I was there playing football at North Carolina. And that's helped me to this day, managing my time, because it's a full schedule. I got class in the mornings, and then I show up here and I'm class in the middle of the day and then coaching ball in the afternoons, but I wouldn't trade it. I love every second of being able to influence guys that I kind of see myself in a way, because you know, I've walked these halls, I've used the locker room just like them, same exact locker room and all that, so I see myself in a lot of them, and that's kind of my motivation and my passion is to help kids like that, and guys grow and mature and figure stuff out, and help them just like coaches that I've had have helped me prior.
Ferguson & Associates Architecture is a new generation architectural firm that combines state-of-the-art ideas and solutions with years of experience managing demanding projects. As a full-service architecture firm, Ferguson & Associates provides a complete range of architectural services. They plan, design, and manage the build. From creative concept to ribbon cutting, they're there to ensure your success. Visit their website at fergusonarchitecture.net for more information or contact them directly at 601-607-7933.
Rainey's Carpet Care is a locally owned and operated business that's been providing quality service to Central Mississippi since 1986. They offer 24-hour emergency water damage services, mold and mildew treatment, carpet care, pet odor removal, air duct cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, oriental rug cleaning, carpet stretching and repair, upholstery cleaning. They offer it all. Visit them online at raineyscarpetcare.com or call today at 601-956-1515.
Jackson Healthcare for Women is Mississippi's premier provider of comprehensive OB/GYN care with extensive experience in the latest surgical techniques and services for women, including cool sculpting, Mona Lisa Touch, ideal protein, robotic surgery, pelvic floor dysfunction, and more. Our award-winning physicians are accepting new patients and are eager to care for you. Same-day appointments are available. Call us at 601-936-9190 or visit our website to learn more. Jackson Healthcare for Women, inspired by you.
Slava's Grill, open weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And make sure to check out the lunch menu.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. Oh, did Bobby and Keith and I have a great time last week at the soccer state championship at JA, a game that the Lady Patriots won by a score of 2-0 and are now the state champions here in the MAIS in soccer in 6A. And really nothing new, I guess, to John Marcus Duncan, but a lot of people don't know much about the players that are out there. And one of the good ones is Kelsey Clay. And she played, obviously, in that ballgame. It was a big reason that the Patriots won. And Sammy Zug put this report together about Kelsey Clay.
Go Kelsey! Go Kelsey! Go Kelsey!
I'm Kelsey Clay, and I go to prep. I'm a senior, and I'm about to graduate in January to play D1 soccer at Mississippi State.
I'm Dr. Jamie Clay, and I'm Kelsey's mother.
I'm Dr. Brian Clay. I'm Kelsey's father. Kelsey's played at a lot of different levels, starting off with just JFC and local rec soccer, and then she started playing Rush Select Soccer, which was also based at JFC, and then Rush National Soccer, and then which is where people gather from across the country and put together teams and play in tournaments. And then the past few years she's played on ECNL, which is a Birmingham-based team, and ECNL is the league. And then of course she's played Jackson Prep soccer since 7th grade.
I started playing soccer when I was 3. For a long time, I just loved the sport, but also I played a lot of different sports. Soccer was kind of just one of the others for me until there was a time in 8th grade. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing, but then I had a really good coach, and he let me on his team that year and just became one of my mentors still to this day. He kept asking me if I wanted to play college soccer, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That sounds so awful, and just had no clue that I wanted to do that. And then eventually my love for the game just kind of grew over that year that he had me, and he became my coach for the next 4 years. And
she's 11 and 8 years younger than her brothers, and we're an outdoor family, so wrestling and sports was always part of it ever since she was born. She is very strong, very determined, definitely shows perseverance through all the injuries she's been through.
I started playing varsity in the 7th grade because Coach Duncan just pulled me up for the playoffs in 7th grade, and honestly, I was scared to death because I was so tiny and thought everybody was massive. But then after that, 8th grade was better. Didn't feel as set apart, and then I've played since then. In my recruiting process, I didn't, I knew that I wanted to go to Ole Miss or State, and I grew up as an Ole Miss fan, so I really didn't want to go to State. I thought it was awful. But after I tore my ACL, it kind of gave me a different perspective because I went to both the State and Ole Miss ID camp that winter after I got back, and their head coach is very nice. He's a very good guy, and their atmosphere was just very family-like, and I loved all the players and just like how they treated each other. Starkville was just way more fun than I thought it would be.
I guess the decision about Kelsey playing college soccer really has to do more with Kelsey, because there was a point probably about 4 or 5 years ago where Kelsey and her coach, her rush coach, David Johnson, began to talk about it a lot, and then Kelsey at first maybe said she wasn't going to, and then pretty soon was all on board and was ready to play soccer at the college level.
She soon wanted to play in-state more than going out of state, although she was looking at everything, and we narrowed it down to Ole Miss State and Mississippi College pretty soon.
Time is the biggest sacrifice that I've made. Time and probably just sacrificing my body. Got a lot of injuries. I have been probably to like 8 high school football games my whole high school career because I'm always traveling on the weekends. My first big injury obviously was my ACL and both meniscus. But before then, like my identity, of course I wanted to say like it laid in God, but like most of the time I was driven, like all the decisions I made were based off soccer. I only thought about soccer and how I was gonna get my scholarship. At first I freaked out because I didn't know like what I was gonna do without the sport, but eventually I adjusted, and then obviously I have really good friends here that I love and got to be closer to and spend a lot of more time with, and just it helped me grow a lot closer to my faith because I hadn't really had to rely on God up to that point.
Kelsey had, I guess, her worst injury was an ACL injury to her right leg, and meniscus and ACL injury to her right leg in 10th grade at the very onset of the season. That's a really big injury for a soccer player, and she had to have surgery and then had to undergo rehab for months.
Afterwards, it has helped me now when I'm on the field. Like anything that happens, I have a new perspective on it because pretty much anything is better than tearing your ACL at this point. For the recovery, at first, my meniscus slowed me down some. So it's normally 6 to 8 months, but Dr. Kraft told me 9 to 12. I was back. I wasn't supposed to do contact till 7 months, but at like 5.5, I was with the boys out on the prep soccer field already doing contacts. Coach Duncan wasn't very happy. It made him really nervous, but it worked out, and I think I played my first game at 7 months, which was way earlier than I was supposed to. Like even when I was on crutches, I was here in the morning at like 5:30 working out my upper body, and then I would go to PT after school, and then I would go straight to Ricky, who's my trainer, after that, and I did that every single day for months until I was ready.
And I think the way it affected Kelsey is every time she's on the field now, she enjoys being there and knows that every time you're out there is just a gift, and she's going to do her best to do that.
So 10th grade was also recruitment year, and then she missed most of that year being recruited. When she did go back to the ID camps and in front of coaches, she was in a brace for a whole nother year, so that was very humbling. But I think what the coaches saw was she returned 100%, if not better. And she got to encourage others and mentor other girls who also had ACL injuries.
Obviously, I love prep soccer. It's just a really good way to like get close to my friends, and my class we're all best friends, and so this year was so fun because we all just got to do our senior year together, win the state championship together. At prep, the pressure it's different. Obviously, we wanted to win, but I'm definitely going to miss that because now going into college, I'm going to have a lot of expectations on me, and it'll be fun, but it's going to be a different kind of fun.
Kelsey balances school and soccer by really working hard when she has downtime on school. A lot of times we would be on the road in Florida or wherever, and she would be doing assignments on Saturday night after games and Sunday flying home or driving home.
The summer before junior year, I decided that was basically after I figured out I was going to recover 100% from my ACL and was talking to state, talking to other colleges. And that's when I told my mom, I was like, I think we should just go ahead and get on the track for graduating early. Even if I had to doubled up with all my AP classes, AP Physics, AP English. I took Divine's English class at the same time as all of that. took a history class at the same time, had no electives. It was not, I made junior year very hard. We left at Friday at 3 on the plane. I was doing homework from Friday at 3 till Sunday, probably till 1 a.m. till we got back. Influential coaches I've had are obviously Coach Duncan. We go back all the way to when I was 3 years old, maybe younger than that. But after that, like Coach Duncan, he's my coach, but also on times like the retreat with like this summer, he just acts like all of our best friend, and we love that. And we still have a picture of me, and I was a little baby with cornrows dancing with Coach Duncan in Roatan, Honduras. And that's still the funniest picture ever because now I'm playing soccer for him. Have had him as my teacher for 3 classes. This year I have him twice, so I see him at least twice a day, and if not once a day in class, and I see him every day after school for soccer practice. So we've gotten to get really close here, and I'm just really thankful for the influence he's had on me.
Right. So I think Kelsey's fierce and definitely competitive. You have to be that to play college soccer or any soccer, I think. And then she also is very motivated in the sense that she's willing to put in the work that it takes to get to that level and enjoys the game.
I feel like you have to really get in it and win the tackle, win the ball. And she's had that ever since she was 3 years old. She would go steal everybody's ball, and they would be upset and be looking at her like, what did you just do? And she would just run and take it. So I love that part of her. And then she's also become a really good leader on the field, and I think that's something huge that I've seen grow in her. So.
I'm Coach John Marcus Duncan. I'm the head soccer coach here at Jackson Prep. I also teach science to seniors. This is my 23rd year here. I love it. It's been a part of my life for a long, long time.
So Kelsey's been on the soccer team for 6 years. How has she shown her leadership?
Well, Kelsey not only shows her leadership vocally, but she leads by example. She's a hard worker. She's one that's going to do a lot of the dirty work on the field. But just, throughout the season and throughout last year, and, I think one of the things that kind of set Kelsey back was when she messed her knee up. She tore her knee up, and then that was a year that she didn't get to play. But to see her rebound from that, last year, having a full year back, just understanding, I got to get over this knee injury. I got to lead this team. And she did a phenomenal job this year, vocally and just leading by example.
So Kelsey is a multi-sport athlete. What do you think made Kelsey so drawn to soccer?
I think when you look at soccer overall, it's one of the sports that size doesn't really matter. You can be, 5 feet tall. You can be 6'4", but I think Kelsey's build, she's a strong athlete. She runs track. She used to be a cheerleader, and she used to play basketball. So, and she swims also. So when you put all that together, you've got not just a soccer player, but you have a dynamic athlete. And I think on the soccer field, that's what I look for on a soccer player. Kelsey's a very dynamic athlete. She has participated in many sports, and I think just having those variety of movements in 4 different sports, swimming, soccer, basketball, and track, she's ready to play some college soccer.
Kelsey is such a dynamic soccer player. How are you going to be able to run the soccer program without her next year?
Definitely going to be a loss for us, losing Kelsey. Losing this whole senior class is going to be a definite loss for us. Every time girls graduate, you have to fill that void. Kelsey can play a variety of positions. She played as a center back for us one game this year. She played as a holding midfielder. Early in her career, she played as a winger and as a striker. So, anytime you have to replace a Division I athlete, that's a big hole to fill. But, looking at the roster, I think we've got the girls that can fill that. I know they'll be excited. There'll be some excited players to take on that responsibility next year.
We all know that you're an Ole Miss fan. So are you going to go watch Kelsey play state soccer?
I will attempt to go watch Kelsey play, and I might wear navy and red or powder blue, but I will not wear maroon and white. I will not yell Hail State. I will yell Go Kelsey Clay. But I know she's going to do great things. We always kind of pick at each other about Ole Miss and State, but it's just exciting to see her get to move on to. Division I soccer, SEC soccer is huge, but if I get a chance to go watch, I will definitely go watch her play.
Thank you, Coach Duncan.
Signmark, your #1 hometown retailer for custom stamps, signs, and marketing products. We're growing and we want to take you, our loyal customers, with us. Whether you have an event, starting a new business, or wish to expand your existing business, Signmark is committed to helping you meet your design and marketing needs. Come see the friendly staff at Signmark at Pearson Road in Pearl and make your mark in the business world. Signmark, online at signmark.us or by phone at 601-932-6699.
Have you ever wondered, where can I get my Jackson Prep apparel? Well, then I've got the answer for you. Right here at the Jackson Prep Patriot Shop, open 3 days a week on Patriot Avenue, we've got everything you need. We got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we got sweatshirts, we've got sweatpants, we've got polos, we've got blankets, we've got teddy bears, face masks, and other fun accessories. We've even got duffel bags and stadium chairs. And we've even got football. So shop till you drop at the Patriot Shop, open 3 days a week, right here on Patriot Avenue.
Hey Prep family, my name is Will Crosby and I'm the athletic director here at Jackson Prep. We're so grateful to have the Booster Club here at Prep. They've done so much for us over the years, from updating our facilities to providing top-of-the-line equipment necessary to compete at the highest level. The help from our Booster Club to our teams and our spirit groups, including band, pacers, and cheerleaders, has been overwhelming. For more information on joining the Booster Club, you can visit the Jackson Prep homepage, and under the Athletics tab, you'll find the Booster Club link. We're grateful for your support.
Well, that's going to put a wrap on this prep talk for this week, and want to remind everyone now that no more home games except probably in the playoffs, but no more regular season home games. This Friday we'll travel to Hartsville. If you were with us last year, that wasn't a very good trip. They beat us here, they beat us there. I get the feeling that we'll be ready to beat Hartsville this week no matter where we play. The game starts at 7 o'clock, kickoff be at 7. 6 o'clock will be the pregame show as we get you ready for the Hartsville Hawks. We'll see you next week right here on Prep Talk.